Hello everyone, welcome back to Little Hedge Grove Readings. My name is Liza and I'm a hedge druid, and today I'm going to do my third pick a card for the upcoming week. And I decided to have a little fun with this today. I have a new Lenormand Oracle deck that I am using, as well as my old one. The new one that I'm using, let me show you one of the lovely cards from it. It's very pretty. It is the Fairy Lenormand Oracle deck, and that is by, here it is here. It is a deck by, what does it say here? Katz and Goodmwin, and the artwork by Davide Corsi, if I'm saying that correctly. And it has a great energy. I'm excited to use that today. The other decks I am using are the Guardian Tarot, again, from Beth, Seilonen. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but these are wonderful decks that have to do with a lot of tree type people. Those are tarot, and then I am also using the regular Lenormand deck that I have. I call it regular, but it is the Lenormand cards from Brume, B-R-U-M-E, if you can see that there, which I love as well. Anyway, we've got some good energy here, and to make it a little more fun too, I've added some little trinkets to the tops of these cards. On this first pile, we have a little pencil, or sorry, it's a little crayon actually. It's a red crayon. It says red on it. On the second pile, we have an owl. He kind of looks like he's sleeping, but it looks peaceful. That is the owl. I also have a bear on the third pile. And we have an egg on the fourth pile. All right, so what I want you to do, you can either, whatever attracts your attention to the piles, be it from the trinkets I put on them today, perhaps it's just a card or the pile in general that's calling to you. But take a moment and find a pile, 1, 2, 3, or 4 that calls to you, and then I will read that pile for you today and see what we have in store for this coming week. All right. With that said, I'm going to start with pile 1. So I'm just going to gently move these to the side until we are ready for those. Okay. I'm just going to shift this a hair so we have more room for pile 1. All right, pile 1, we have the red trinket, and red of course can be a lot of energy, a lot of passion. It might be anger too. Maybe you're upset with everything going on right now in the world, but it is a crayon, which means this has to do with creativity, things that you want to do. And let's jump to the cards and we'll see if that energy carries through this deck, or this pile I should say. All right, the first card we have here is the Star card. This week, you have goals in mind, you have hope. You are working towards something this week in a positive way. Now with these Lenormand cards, we need to really read them together to get the whole picture of what it's trying to say. They read more like a story than the tarot does individually. Okay, we have the cross. What I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of burden going on in your life right now. There's a lot of things you're carrying, and that's very understandable, especially with what's going on in society. If this is a societal type of a thing that you're feeling the weight from, you're feeling perhaps a lot of burden on yourself to be active, to do things, and you have all these goals in mind that you want to do and pursue, but you feel like you're carrying a lot, or that you're responsible for a lot that you have to hold and carry this week. And let's find out more about what exactly you are carrying and why. And we're going to use the Fairy Oracle Lenormand for the next ones. This is the sun. She is looking out into the sun. You are feeling very inspired this coming week. You want to go out there and do things and bring more light and positivity into this world, which are great things. And like I said, you're very hopeful about this. You're in the right frame of mind and you have that energy to do it. The thing is that you are carrying a lot. We have to keep in perspective this week, Group 1, that you need to remember to keep balance as well. It's good to go out there, especially with the Sun card is so positive, and the Star card is so positive with hopes and goals and actions. But it's going to require you carrying a lot of this. And perhaps if it's not a societal thing, something going on in your home this week, if that more resonates with you than what's going on outside, this is something where it feels like you are in charge of bringing the positive light into everything that's going on right now. Be it at home, be it with society, be it with your friends. You feel like you have to be the positive one, which is great. And it's great to have that. But you are carrying it, is what that middle card is saying. And let's find out with the next Lenormand card. We have the path. This looks like mountains, but this is not mountains on this deck. This is the path. She is walking down a path, and it is light down there. It is a good path that you are walking and traversing, but it means that you are pursuing something this week. And that goes along very well with what I've pulled from the other cards here that are Lenormand, that tell the story here all together. Okay? They're your positive goals. You want to bring positive change, and that is wonderful. You're traveling. You're heading out to do it this week. Whatever you're doing this week, you've got goals that you are going to be pursuing this week. So you're not going to be figuratively, I'll say, staying at home and just sitting on your butt. This is a week that you're going to feel action. You're going to be actually doing something to bring the light, to bring this hope, to bring new directions, and things like that. But you will be carrying it, is what this is saying. It's going to be on you this week, or at least feel like it's on you this week. And actually, that even kind of resonates with this little red crayon, because red, again, is passion. It can be energy. It can be the will to fight, to get out there, to do what you need to do. But it's also a crayon. So it means you're creating it. It's something you're drawing, you're creating. And that goes along with some of this, that you're carrying it. You need to make that change this week. You're part of the change. It's not something that's going to happen without you, is what this is saying. You're going to be the one traveling and doing these things. And remember, that can mean physically or figuratively in traveling, in order to make these changes. It's something you're going to be doing physically in order to do it this week. Let's pull the tarot. Let's pull the tarot and we'll see what this says. Ah, yes. Oh, this is good. 7 of Cups. And if we look at, these are guardian tarot, so I say they're the guardians. We look at this guardian. It is green. It is holding the church. Now, that doesn't mean a literal church. It means your beliefs. And that goes very well along with these kinds of goals and things that you want to change this week. You are holding your beliefs right there in your hand. And it's going to be some changes. There's some things that are falling and dying. The leaves are orange, like in fall. But you are green. You are growth. You are holding those beliefs very tightly and actively pursuing them this week. Let's see what we have here. The 10 of Cups. And this is very promising. This guardian is smiling. They are out of the forest. They're in the light. They have lots of flowers blooming. So these are your goals, the sun. Group 1 has some very positive things here. If we count that you have the sun card, you're holding your hopes and beliefs in your hands this week, and you are traveling. You are doing well this week, Group 1. You're going to be successful in pursuing and giving this light this week, whatever it is, or fighting for this light this week. Like I said, it could do with societal, it can do with anything that you're doing with at home. You are carrying it though. You're going to have to be a participant for this to manifest this week. You're going to have to participate. It's not just going to magically just fall in your lap. You're going to have to carry it, but it's going to be very positive. Very good positive light. Your goals, you've got the star, you've got your direction in hand, and it's going to bloom wonderfully. You're going to come out of this thickness in here and come out into the sun, and you're going to be blooming, and you're going to be very positively happy with what happens this week. So excellent for group number 1. And just for fun, I'm going to pull another trinket and just see what that actually might add, just for a little fun to this reading. I have a bunch of them here in this box, and I am not looking. We have the Marshall badge. So this can be, whoops, as I drop it, I apologize. But that can be, obviously have to do with the law enforcement that's going on. Maybe that's something that you're doing here, trying to make changes as yourself, as a person, that you are stepping out to do this week in that kind of societal way that's going on in our country. It could mean, even if you were on the opposite side, it could mean, that whatever's happening, you're feeling the law enforcement has something to do with the law. That is a police badge, so it does have something to do with laws. Considering this, it looks like you're trying to make something change. You're going out to do something positive. You have goals and aspirations that you want to bring to light in this manner. And I'm not saying, again, it does not have to do with society. It doesn't necessarily have to do society for everyone who gets this pile. It can be something that you're carrying at home that you're trying to bring a much more positive energy into, and that you're the one bringing into light something to do with that, something to do with your power, your protection, things like that have to do with that badge as well. Maybe you're the protector involved in something this week, and that can manifest that energy as well. So, group 1, wonderful, and that is your reading for this week for group number 1. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to move on to those who felt called to pile number 2. That was the pile with the little owl. Let's move this over so we can see it. And let's take a look first at this little trinket of the owl. Owls do resonate energy of knowledge, of learning, of study, things like that. So let's see if that energy carries through with your reading for this week. Let's find out more about that. We're going to start with the Lenormand cards here by Brume, and we have the star card. And that means you're going to be focused on your goals this week. You're going to have lots of goals and lots of good things that you want to be working for. You're feeling motivated this week, and you have your sights on a lot of hopefulness, a lot of perseverance towards these things. Now with the Lenormand, we really need to pull another, because they do tell a story together. So to get the whole picture, we need to pull this. And we have the ring. The ring is unity. So whatever your goals are, it's going to be working towards some kind of unification, some kind of togetherness, a promise perhaps. This could be societally. There's a lot going on right now in the country, at least if you're in the United States. I don't know apologize. I don't know about all the countries going on, but it could be something to do with that, or it could be something to do with, you know, something within a person that you know, a relationship issue. It could be whatever it is. It's looking very hopeful this week. You have a lot of good thoughts for you, and your goals have a lot to do with unifying with the people around you this week. Let's find out more. I'm going to move to the fairy Lenormand. So we're going to tap into some of those fairy energies, and let's see what they have for us. This is the luck card. There's a little clover here that this fairy is carrying, and that is wonderful. Pile 2 people. Whatever you're working for towards this unification this week is going to be going very positively. You have that luck card. It's going to be, you're going to be doing very well. Let's see what this one says. All right, we do have the mountain. The mountain does mean there are some difficulties. There's a little bit of troubles that you're trying to go through, perhaps some obstacles in the way here, but you do have this luck card. So even if you are having a little bit of difficulties and struggles with something this week, you're going to have a lot of luck with it. So this unification, the luck with your unification is together going to overcome these obstacles this week that you are striving to overcome. So that's very, very positive. Very good. And perhaps, since we did pull this owl, it may help to have a good knowledge base of what's going on to help you overcome some of these things too. But you do have that strong unification this week with the people around you to get through these goals, to get through these difficulties. And again, you do have a very goal-oriented mind going into this week, which is a positive thing. And let's take a look here. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And this guardian is with the horse. And the horse tends to symbolize travel and progression. So with everything here, the energy that I am reading from this is that you're going to be making headway this week towards your goals. You're going to be doing some traveling, and that doesn't mean in a literal sense, although it can, but that's not what I'm getting from here. What I mean by traveling is that you're progressing towards whatever goal you need to do. Like there might be a couple little hurdles in here, but very strong luck with unifying with whoever or whatever it is that you're working for. The people that are around you as a group. It could be, again, someone in your family. It could be a relationship. But there's a very strong luck with unification this week that's going to get you through these. And you're going to be traveling. You're going to be taken off in a positive direction in this aspect here this week, which is wonderful. And let's pull the other tarot and see what this says here. Ah, yes. Oh, you are going to do great this week, group 2. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it kind of sounds like how, it kind of is how that sort of sounds. Wheel of Fortune, you're going to be having some good luck this week. And again, this is traveling. You're going to be traveling from where you are through your things. You're going to be finding home, and there is even a church at the end of the road, if you can see it here. And that does not necessarily mean a church like how we think. Church is your beliefs in general. So whatever it is that your goals are and in your beliefs, this unification is going to come over this hurdle in the way this week. This is going to all manifest and show up this week because this is a reading for this week. You're going to be taking off. You're going to be taking off in these avenues on this journey to getting to where your beliefs are through this unification with those around you this week. And that is wonderful and very, very positive. So it's a great manifestation to have happen this coming week. And just for fun, I'm going to pull another trinket. I got a bunch of these little trinket things here in the mail. And they're just kind of fun to pull. And let's see, I'm not going to know. And let's pull one more and see what energy that brings to the front. Ah, it gave us the dog. And that goes along very well with this unification luck this week on your travels and pursuits, because the dog very strongly symbolizes your loyalties. It's a friendship. These are the people around you that are on your side, which goes very well with this unification luck this week. So wonderfully strong, good energy for pile number 2. So I hope you have a great week, number 2, and thank you for joining me for the readings. Okay, we will now start on pile number 3. Those who felt called and drawn to this pile, bring it back over onto the screen here. Okay, this pile, we had a little bear charm. And this bear is very cute. Although bears do have to do with some powerful energy, maybe a little aggression, a little power. Let's see what kind of energy, if this travels through the pile this week, and what's going to happen and how you're feeling. Let's see if that relates. Let's start here with the Lenormand. And we have the clouds. All right, you're starting off this week with a little turmoil. There's a little bit of issues going on, a little bit of difficulty seeing through everything that's happening right now in your life. You're having maybe a little depression, maybe you're a little overwhelmed with what's going on in the world this week, things like that. But there's a little turmoil going on in your mind right now in what's happening. Let's find out some more with the Lenormand. We need to kind of read more to see what's really going on. And we have the fox. So what I am seeing here and reading from these is that some of these turmoils are things that are happening that have to do with someone or certain people being a little underhanded this week. Maybe. So whatever is happening, there's something going on that's being sneaky or clever or is possibly trying to backstab you, or this may just be your worries that you're uncertain about, that you're unclear with. Now let's find out some more about what this really means. I'm going to pull from the Fairy Oracle that are also Lenormand, and we do have the scythe. This means that there is something harsh that's happening this week in your life. There's going to be some kind of quick, possibly underhanded action that is happening with something that goes on that's happening this week, where the scythe literally means like it's going to be sharp. It's going to be something that cuts it off. Perhaps you're cutting off this person, figuratively speaking, from your life. Maybe you're ending something with somebody else that you've been uncertain about for a while. It's something that you're going to stop and end. This kind of means ending. You're cutting off a relation or a link with someone or something this week that you've been uncertain about, is what this is saying. Now let's pull the other Fairy Oracle, and we have the Child. This child is kind of what it sounds. There's an innocence this week, and we can look at this two different ways. It can be that with all these uncertainties going on, that you're feeling that your childhood is getting cut off. Your inner child self, your innocence, the purity, it is getting cut a little bit this week because of these sneaky people or people that are emotionally coming up in a way that you didn't expect them to. And it's a little sad to think about when we have to deal with cutting off a bit of childhood, but that doesn't mean it's forever. It just means that this week you're going to feel a little bit like some of that innocence that you had about people or a certain person is going to get sliced away this week, figuratively speaking. That you're going to see them in a more adult perspective of life, where some of that innocence is going to feel a little bit gone this week due to some of these uncertainties and someone kind of being a little tricky and underhanded and maybe in a way that you didn't foresee happening. That the energy I'm getting from this is that it's someone in your life this week that you have a certain view of, or you've had a certain innocent perspective of in your life for a while, and basically you're going to start seeing them in a non-innocent way this week. Something's going to happen where you're going to see some parts of them that perhaps you didn't expect to see, or that they're involved in that is making a certain uncertainty happen, and it's going to cut away some of that innocence about the person. That is what I'm reading from these cards, their energy. And for that, let's see the tarot and see if that can add anything to it. And that also does actually have to do with the bear. Like I said, the bear is a strong, aggressive kind of energy, and that kind of goes a little bit with uncertainties and perhaps a person in your life that's like, surprise, you know, there's parts of me that you don't realize, and you're going to realize it this week. It's going to be a little bit of an eye-opener this week about someone in your life or something in your life. All right, here we have the Eight of Cups. And this does flow well with what's happening in both the fairy and the Brume Lenormand. They're looking down, they're feeling kind of the weight of things, and they're looking down over the rock and the water. They're kind of saying farewells to ideas and perspectives that they've had before as they float away through the water. Water is very fluid, obviously. It has to do with memories and your subconscious self and thought. And you're going to be kind of thinking a lot this week. There's a little bit of sadness to that, but you're kind of saying goodbye and watching the past go. And let's get a little bit more on that. This follows right in suit with that, the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords, this is more of your action, where the cups are more have to do with your emotional level of things, of where you are with this cutting that's happening here with our scythe. This one, yours is more of the action, and the action is that you're letting go of things from the past. This is showing the past is kind of floating up in a way out towards the moon. You're watching things go. Again, we have the water. It's kind of a very mirrored reflection to this card, except that this is more action versus the emotion. This is the letting go. It's letting things go so that new positive things can come to light, and you are standing strong. Where this person emotionally is kind of, you know, a little crumpled down and kind of down in the dumps, you're standing strong. By what I'm getting by the end of this week, you're standing strong, you're solid, you're grounded, your roots are down into the earth, and you're letting those things go so that you can move forward onto new paths, new awareness of what is really happening in your life. And that's where we are for those. But let me pull, one second here. I like to say for the fun of it, even though your reading has been a little bit serious, let's pull one of these extra charms that I have and see what I grab here. And I have the lips, or the mouth. And what I'm getting from this, if you want to use some of that energy is that perhaps it's something that this person says that triggers all of this, that you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize you felt that way, or that you are doing these things, or I'm getting more of it being in, I didn't realize that's how you thought by what they're saying. This means it's something that they're talking about, or something that they verbally are displaying to you that triggers all of it this week. And that's the energy I'm getting from everything here. So my recommendation, of course, is to stay strong. Stay strong. It's a little sad that this is getting cut, that the innocence is getting cut, that purity, but it's not the end of it. It doesn't mean this is gone forever. That's not what this means. It just means specific to this situation that your innocent perspective is going to be a little bit taken away, because you're going to see whatever is happening in a much more clear, knowledgeable kind of a light, and that's what that means. So that's a good thing though, because you don't want people and situations in your life that you don't need. So this is good. You'll have clearer, better energy, clearer, better associations going forward when you do realize these things. So that's happening this week. It's a little bit heavy, but you're going to be okay. These are good things to work through that you need to do in order to be with the people that you really deserve, or that really connect with you, are the right people that are on your side of perspective and understanding. And that's what we want most of all anyway in life. So these are good. It's a good thing. It doesn't feel like a good thing, but it's a good thing. So that is my reading for group number 3. So thank you very much, group number 3. And I will move on to pile number 4. Okay, everyone. We're going to move on to pile number 4. If you had felt drawn and called to this lovely pile number 4 with our egg at the top, we're going to take a look at that now. And again, if we try to tap into what this energy might mean as a perspective to your pile this week, eggs are growth, they're rebirth. So maybe something new, you've got new energy this week is what is calling from this. But let's find out what the cards say here too, and see if that falls along the line. We've got the ring. You're feeling unified this week is what I am getting from the energy here. There is a new energy of unification this week in your life. And let's pull another one. It's easier to find out more from the Lenormands when we have more with us, more cards with us. And we have the luck card. The clover is very good, strong luck. You are feeling positive in this unification feeling this week, whether it's societal unification of coming together on something, or it's an individual thing that has to do with a person that you know. It could be a relationship as well. You're feeling unified, you're feeling connected. This is also forever. Circles are always forever, and with this positive note, that is wonderful. Let's find out a little bit more of where this positive unification is coming from. And I'm pulling the fairy deck. Again, these are Lenormand cards as well, but they are from the Fairy Oracle. And here we do have the Tower. All right, so the Tower means basically that this is the ego. These are the big powerful establishments, perhaps even in our country. If you are from the United States, there's a lot going on there. If you're in other countries, I apologize, I don't know everything that's going on in every other country, but that could be authority that is going on. And perhaps you're having a lot of unification luck over this authority issue, or this is ego, authority. Let's find out one more and see exactly where we're going with that authority. Ooh, we have the bear too. The bear is aggression. The bear is something that has short temper, it's anger, it's an aggressive, bossy type of energy. And paired with the Tower, this is telling me that you're having a lot of luck with unification in these aspects. Obviously this is on my mind, so this may be my perspective blending, but I do know that with everything's going on in society right now, especially in the US, with that whole issue, that this is looking like a unified, a good luck unification front against these issues in that society. But it does not necessarily mean it has to be a societal type of thing this week. This can be a personal issue as well. You could have someone in your life this week who is very aggressive, who is very dominating, who is very power, control, hunger, kind of an affront, where you need some kind of, you're going to have some kind of luck there with a unified either front against them. I'm getting a front about this. This really is showing me a strong front is what it is. I'm seeing these as almost two separate things when I'm reading the pile today here. That's the energy I'm getting. I don't see these blending. I am seeing these are together because they're so strong cards in the same kind of energy when these are so positive and different. So I'm seeing this as you're going to have very luck with your promises and your front. I'm seeing this more as unification this week over like a romantic thing. I really am. But it does not necessarily mean society. It can be something that's happening in your with someone in your life. Literally a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. It could be anything like that as well. It could be a friend, a teacher, a boss. But you're going to have some kind of unified front with them this week in a positive, lucky way. And now considering we have this and we have that new energy birth type of thing too. So whatever's happening here, I believe it's a new front. This is something new that has come together to work on this perspective aspect here. Let's pull the tarot. We have the Hermit card. Okay, the Hermit is basically saying where you're feeling alone, perhaps, and standing with this issue. If it's a person in your life, you're feeling like you're all alone and that you can't, in this issue, you're all alone. And perhaps that's why you're going to have this newness about this unified front in order to deal with this person or this situation. You're going to find a connection this week with someone or something that is going to have very positive, strong help in this front situation. So you're not going to be stuck as the Hermit. Someone's seeing you. This guardian is seeing you sitting there all alone, and so is the eagle. And the eagle is flying. It's taking off. So you're not going to be stuck here all alone with these issues. You're not. People are coming together to help you, whether it is societal or whether it is just something that's happening between you in a certain situation that's just between you and them. You're going to find someone to help you. It's going to be a new front. And we have the Fool. The Fool obviously can mean carelessness. It means you're going out there, all woohoo, crazy and easy, and that can be a good thing. It can be a positive feeling, but it can also mean carelessness. So this could have to actually tap in with them being carelessness about this, or it can be that you're feeling all alone and that you can tend to be a little carelessness in your actions because this is a place that you're used to being in, instead of finding this new unification to fight against this issue, which I am really reading from here energy-wise is what you really need to do, is that you need to find your unification. There's going to be luck. There'll be a new front if you tap into these people. And I'm going to pull one more card for you. I'm going to use the Fairy Oracle and just see if we can find out a little bit more on this Fool aspect and where that's coming into play. And I have the Whip. Okay. The Whip basically is kind of what it sounds. It's about something harsh happening. Someone's telling you something you don't want to hear. Like, if you look at these two fairies, one is yelling at someone and someone's saying, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. It's exactly what it can be. It doesn't mean a physical, like, assault. It can be something verbally that you're just like, no, you know, a verbal kind of a whip to your emotional state. And basically, so all of this ties in with the bear and the tower. All of it ties together. This is a really aggressive issue. You really need to find this unification, which is lucky. It will be in your favor, and it will be something new that you get together to fight against this week. This is not something that you've been working on before. This will happen newly this week. And just for one more clarification, how can we do this? The letter. This fairy is holding the letter, and that means that you need to communicate. You can't sit here all by yourself dealing with all of this on your own. It may feel like you have to, or there isn't anybody else, but you've got to find this. You've got to communicate what's happening. You've got to communicate your feelings, not necessarily with this person, but you've got to communicate with the people that can help you. Like I said, whether it's a relationship or if it's a global issue right now, like with what's happening in most of, society here right now. Big shout out. Talk, communicate, find the people that are hearing your side of the matter and work with those people. You've got to talk. Don't stay quiet. This is not a time this week to be quiet, is what this reading is saying to me. This reading is saying, this is your week to speak up. You've got to speak up, and you will find the people that understand where you are, and they'll stand with you. Personally, socially, or societally, you've got to speak up this week. No more being quiet. This is not time to be shy. You've got to speak up, and that's what I'm getting from this reading. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to pull, I've got all these little charms this week in the spots here. I'm not going to look, I'm just going to pull ring and see if it adds any energy to this situation. What did I get here? A cow. Isn't that cute? The cow. And the cow basically is, the energy I get from that is sustenance. It's your support systems, because we are supported through, the cow gives us milk, the cow gives us meat. The cow is a known source of nourishment and things that people need in life. So I see this very much as support, which goes here. Speak up. You need support. Join in that support to fight off these issues. Fight off the people being harsh and with their words or violent. Join together. Find the people and talk up about the authorities, about the aggressors that are happening. Don't sit here alone. This is what I'm getting. It's foolish to sit alone, is what I'm getting. You do not want to be quiet and be the fool right now. Don't be careless about it, saying, it's all right, it won't matter. It does. Connect. Speak up. Find the people that unify you this week. And this is all this week. So it's an action you need to start taking right away this week. And that is my reading for pile number 3. Thank you.